Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that have recently subscribed, thanks for subscribing. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying these videos because I have been having fun making them. So for this video, I figured I would show you guys how I prepare for my trips. So I just got back to Philly earlier this morning around 10. I actually came from my family vacation in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, and flew into Philly, and I have a 2-day trip starting tomorrow. I'm going to Houston, so I figured I would show you guys what I put like in my lunchbox over there when I go on trips, and then kind of how I pack up my suitcase and stuff. So right now I am cooking some dinner, and then I'll put the rest in my lunchbox for like lunch and dinner on my trip. And so I'm gonna finish doing that and cleaning up the kitchen, and then I'll show you guys kind of how I pack my lunchbox after I eat and all that good stuff. So I made some chicken and rice and green beans, and I put I made 2 helpings of this, and I put it in these little glass containers because it's easier to heat up your food that way on the plane. They used to actually give us tins. We would have nuts and cookies if you worked in first class, and then you could just like dump those out and use them for your food if you needed to heat up in the oven. But they stopped giving us those when the coronavirus started, so I just like to have these so that if I'm ever really hungry on the plane, I can heat it up. Sometimes you have time to go to the crew room while you're switching planes, and you can heat up your food there. But just in case you don't have time, I just like to make sure that I have a container that I can put all my food in the oven. And then for for dinner tomorrow night, I just made some spaghetti because it was easy. And I really am only gonna have to eat dinner once because I'll have to eat dinner tomorrow night, but then my trip gets back I think in the afternoon the second day, so I'll just be able to eat dinner either here, or if I fly home then I'll eat dinner at home. And so then for the mornings, I went ahead and made it. Sometimes I'll put it into little baggies, but I just made some overnight oats. I did oatmeal, or like the oats, coconut milk, a little bit of vanilla, vanilla almond butter, honey, a little bit of salt. I don't know if I said cinnamon, I can't remember if I said that already. And so I just put that all, mix it up. And I went ahead and made 2. I'll probably eat one when I get to the airport tomorrow. My sign-in's at 5:15, so I don't know if I'll eat before I leave the house. I usually don't like to eat that early. So I went ahead and made 2 of those. And then for snacks, I just packed some peanut butter pretzels. And we actually were running out of baggies at the house, so I had to put a lot in one bag. But I'll probably snack on those throughout the 2 days, and then have some veggie chips and string cheese and these cherry dark chocolate bars. And I actually have the whole box of these, so I might not put these in my lunchbox. I might just put the box in my book bag instead. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. It's so much easier to pack food for a 2-day trip than a 3-day trip because it's like one less day, and my lunchbox isn't like too big. But I'll show you guys how I pack it all in there in the morning. But let's go upstairs and I'll show you guys how I pack my suitcase. Okay, so since I am only going on a 2-day trip, I really don't have that much stuff to pack. But I actually have all of my clothes that I just came back from vacation on, so I am going to be packing a ton more clothes. But I'm going to show you guys how I would pack for a longer trip, like a 3 or 4-day trip. So usually I pack 1 pair of jeans and 1 pair of shorts. In the summer, I'll just add a pair of shorts in there too, usually just like jean shorts. And then lately I've just been carrying around this navy and white striped dress, just in case I wanted to wear something, like, because sometimes jeans are just way too hot, but I'm not really a big shorts person. And then I'll usually just however long I'm gonna be away, I'll add a couple of nice shirts. I usually don't add that many because usually when I actually go out and do stuff, I usually just wear clothes like this and I don't get super dressed up, but I'll pack like 1 or 2 nice shirts to go with it. So if it was a 3-day, even on a 4-day, I usually just only pack 2 because usually you don't have, if it's a 4-day, you usually don't have 3 nights of really long layovers anyway, so the chances of me going out and doing stuff are not that high. But then I always pack a lot more like lounge clothes, so I'll usually pack, so for a 3-day I would pack 2 or 3 pair, because I do try to do workouts in my room and stuff like that, so these get used more than anything else in my suitcase. So I usually pack like 2 or 3 pairs of those just because I wear them so much more often, and then I'll pack a couple of sports bras to go with them in case I do work out, and just because I would much rather wear a sports bra than a regular bra. So yeah, so I just put 3 of those in, and then I have some pajamas that I'll wear too, so I put those in there. So even in the winter, I always have a bathing suit just packed in my suitcase, because you really never know, like with this job, like you could be planning on going to Chicago, but then something happens and it cancels and you end up staying in Florida or whatever, so you really never know what kind of clothes. So I always try to have like one of everything, but I always keep a bathing suit in my bag like all year round, because even in January it's like really hot in Florida. You can go to the beach or whatever if you want to. So here are my sports bras. I'm gonna put 3 in for that. And then, oh yeah, I always have like a camisole packed in my bag, because I don't know, I feel like it's better to have one, and then if I need it, cool. If not, it's not that big of a deal. And then I always have like extra socks, and I just leave them flat like this. I don't ball them up. I feel like that takes up way too much room. So I do that. Underwear, of course. And then, where is my makeup bag? Over here. And so then this is my makeup bag. So it has my little travel size shampoo and body wash and conditioner in there. And then I have a face wash bar that I use. And then my toothbrush. Can't see it, but my toothbrush and contacts and toothpaste and razors and stuff all goes in this little pocket. And then it just folds up really nice, and it's easy to put everything in there at once. So I usually will stick that. I always stick it in this like same corner. I don't know why. And then I usually, for shoes, here I'll take my tennis shoes off so I can show you. So I usually just pack like 1 pair of nice shoes that'll go with pretty much anything. So like these gold sandals will go with any nice outfit that I packed. So I put that in there in case I go out, and then I always pack my tennis shoes, and those are really the only 2 pairs of shoes that I ever pack. But what I'll do with my tennis shoes is I'll put some of my skincare stuff that I do, like the big bottles. I'll usually put that like inside here, and then I lay my shoes in like this, and I'll just stick them in the top like that. And then in the so the other thing I pack is I'll bring this backpack. And so this has like my headphones, earbuds. I have my Kindle that I'll read on the plane. We're supposed to take a flashlight, or have a flashlight, as one of our emergency items that we always have to have, and so I keep that in here. We're also supposed to have a pocket mask, so I'll keep that in here. I keep extra masks because we need those lately. Lots of pins, and any of my medicine, and it's just not like if I have extra food that I don't want to put in my oh, here's my pocket mask. If I have any extra food that I don't want to put in my lunchbox, I'll put it in here. And then I have my passport, and my wallet goes in this bag too. And then I also have my iPad in here. And so The only thing I really use my iPad for on layovers is to watch, like, if I'm not going out and doing anything, I'll watch Netflix or something on my iPad instead of doing nothing. And then in this front pocket of my suitcase, I keep like a notebook, and then I have my planner in there. So sometimes I'll do stuff with that. And then this is all my chargers. So I have my tablet charger, my watch charger, and my phone charger in here. And so usually when I'm done, I'll just kind of fold it and put it in this front pocket with my planner and that notebook. And then these two in the very, very front I don't really use. This one I'll actually use for like papers that we have to keep that they give us. Like if we have passengers that we have to keep notes on, we're supposed to keep certain things for like 90 days after, so I just always keep them in here because this is my work suitcase, and like if I ever need anything, any of these papers of work, I'll have them in here, and then I'll go through them every month and make sure there's not any that needs to be thrown away. But that's pretty much it. When I first started flying, I used to take a blanket with me because I did that, like even before I got this job, I always took I have a Carolina blanket that I love that I brought with me to Philadelphia in the crash pad, but I used to pack this up and put it in there, but I stopped doing that because it just takes up way too much room, especially when you're like packing a ton of stuff. But I have figured out how to not pack as much since I started this job. I used to be a really big overpacker. But then any extra stuff that I have, I'll usually just kind of put it in between clothes, especially these that are like harder. I'll just put them in between clothes so that they don't like get broken or anything. But I always have my travel or my carry-on usually is always goes up in the bin anyway. So, but if I'm ever commuting, they do have to put it under the plane, so I just always make sure that my breakable stuff is not going to get broken. But I think that's everything with packing. But I will show you guys, let me put the rest of this stuff from my family vacation in here. I'll show you guys, because I always talk about like I'm at the crash pad or whatever. So if you guys don't know what I'm referring to, so I'll show you what my room looks like in here. So most crash pads are going to be set up kind of like this. They'll have multiple bunk beds in them. This one is a lot better than the one I was in DC. This one only has 2 bunk beds, so there's only 4 people, and this is the most people in any of the rooms in this house. This one has 4. There's one down the hall for me that has 2, and then there's another one that has 1 bed, and then down in the basement we have 3 beds in that room. But it's a lot of shared space. Like our closet is slam packed, and it's kind of crazy when everybody's here, but usually we're all gone, so it's not that big of a deal. But when I was in DC, the room I was in had 4 bunk beds. So there was 8 people in each room, and it was like always really crowded. But that's kind of what a crash pad is. People are coming and going. But ours, we have cold beds, so once we're like pay for our spot, nobody else can sleep in that bed. So, but some of them, they'll have, it's called a hot bed, and you basically just sleep in whatever bed's available when you're in town at that crash pad, and then you just kind of like switch around. I didn't want to do that, so I did a cold bed one. And so yeah, that's kind of what a crash pad is. So whenever you hear me talking about crash pad, that's what I'm referring to. But yeah, so I will show you guys in the morning what or like how I ended up packing my lunchbox. But then that will probably be it for tonight. I don't really have anything else left that I have to prepare for. So yeah. Alright guys, usually I have little ice pack things that I'll put in here, but I left those at home when I went on vacation. I didn't want to have to deal with them, so I don't have those. But pretty much I just stick kind of everything in, little things in the little holes, and then I always put the snacks on top. And then I'll usually just get dry ice off the plane and stick it in the liners or in this front pocket right here to keep everything cool if I don't have the ice pack, or sometimes I'll do it even when I have the ice packs. So that's how I get ready for my trips. It's so early this morning, it's 4:45. I need to get to the airport. My son ends at 5:15, so that's all I have for this video today. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to click that like button and subscribe. Bye!